Have you ever seen one middle-aged man and two scrawny teenagers toss 37 years of junk in one day? Good evening, Area Director, Toastmasters, and guests. Today, I'm going to tell you a story of an adventure of 37 years of junk. My evil twin and I, everyone has an evil twin, right? Have been in business for 37 glorious years. And now, due to exogenous factors, things have to change. Well, no, the business is still going strong, but we decided to close our office. After all, everything is remote now anyway, and that way we don't have to pay rent. 37 years, though, is a very long time. And in 37 years, you collect a lot of junk. There are the deadbeat customers buried in, I'm sorry, no dead customers here. Computer parts, like RAM chips. No, not these fancy new gigabit chips, not even the megabit chip. We're talking about original IBM PC 64 kilobit chips. Or modems and modem wiring. You know what modems are. Before we had Fios and before we had DSL, we had dial-up modems. That's where you would turn it on, it would dial a number, and go, you got mail. Yeah, those things. Maybe someday they might be useful. No. Out they went. And paper. Lots and lots of paper. There's a paperless office somewhere, but it's not my office. And a lot of other things like big old metal desks. You know, the kind of desks in the old movies where the atomic bomb was about to hit and they would duck down under your desk because that'll save you. Yeah, those things. They were about as heavy as you would expect. So it was time to get rid of it all. But first we had to find some helpers. So on the local email list, a couple guys were saying, oh, we're junk removal experts. Thought, okay, great, just in time. I can use some help like that. Decided to meet them at the office. They come in. One guy's a little shorter than me and scrawny. The other guy is even shorter and even scrawnier. So scrawny, if he turns sideways, he's just about this beard. But they wanted a challenge. And they wanted some money. So can't beat that. So we arranged a time and we made a plan. Plan was that the first day they would come to the office and they would take apart the big metal desks and they would take apart the shelves and they would organize everything into two giant piles. One pile would be all the metal because the solid waste transfer station, otherwise known as the dump, has a special place, or so they say, for metal. And everything else would go in another pile for trash. The second day, we'd rent a truck, fill everything up, drive to the dump, and get rid of it all. Not so simple. First day comes, goes, no problem. Second day, oh, wait a minute. These guys are too young and scrawny to rent a truck. All right, I can handle that. I had gone down to my local liquor store because that's where everybody rents a truck, right? You know, get a 6-pack and rent a truck. And go through the paperwork, no problem. Go around the corner to get the truck. And there's a little bit of a problem. I get in the truck. And you know how in a car there's a rear view mirror up there so that you can look and see what's happening behind you, like when you're backing up a truck? This is a little stub on the windshield. Because they can't put a mirror there because the truck is behind you. You can't see through, even before you fill it up with 37 years of junk. So I turn on the car, I start going, meep, 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 and I realize, wait a minute, I can't tell where I'm going. How do I know somebody's not going to come behind me and I'll hit them? So I turn off the van, get out, look around, it's all clear. I've gone maybe 6 inches. Get back in, start it again, meep, meep, meep. Repeat this a few times. Took a while. Eventually, I get out of the parking lot, drive to the office, we load up everything. We load up all the trash first, and then all the metal, because we've got a plan. But there's one more twist to this plan. According to the dump website, you now need personal protective equipment, not COVID masks, reflective vests, and hard hats. Well, we didn't have any of that. So we head off to Home Depot. I ordered in advance. I pulled in the van without backing up, go in, pick up my order, get back in, and then we're off to the dump. But then there's another little problem. We get into there to the weigh station that supposed to weigh you at the beginning and weigh you at the end. They start off okay, and then they say, get out, open up the back. I'm like, what? So I get out, open up the back. They can see all the scrap metal and all the trash behind it. They couldn't quite see the dead bodies. No dead bodies. Closed it up, get back in, and we head off to what's called the tipping floor. Now, the tipping floor is where you push everything out the back. I didn't see any sign of any scrap metal place. But at this point, we were committed. We were just going to get this done. And I could see in the distance the sign that says the personal protective equipment is required. So, like sort of Superman changing in a phone booth, we had 3 guys, like the Three Stooges, changing in a truck. So we put on our protective vests. And we put on our hard hats. We're ready to go. We get into the tipping floor. We have to back up, but there's an employee with a reflective vest and a hard hat to help. Great. Meep, meep, meep. Now we're ready. We open it up. Metal desks, crash. Shelving units, crash. Then we get to the regular trash. Boxes of paper, boxes of computer parts, dead customer bodies. No, none of those. And we keep going until we get everything out. And we're ready to close the door and head on home. But that door won't budge. It got wedged into the top. We're picking and prodding and cursing and being careful not to knock off any of our fingers in the process, especially not these 2 scrawny teenagers. They might charge extra for that. We finally get it done. Pull that down. Head on, turn on the air conditioning, and head on home. We got it done. 37 years of junk in one day.